Yeah, boy, morning, guys. We had to start this morning. We're finally getting a little bit of a freeze, and we had to start this morning. I had to do some hand cutting, but I didn't want to screw with my daggone camera and my chainsaw. Somebody, either Rookie or Rusty, one of them ours, forgot to do his bar maintenance last night, so my saw's cutting in circles. So I steered it with the chain a bit, and it's actually cutting good enough. I think I can make it the rest of the day. I got some more hand cutters Big D said I need to help him with. But the main job I'm doing today is they let me get on the big T-Cat. And holy cow, I come up through, it's a shitty skid road. A skiddy shit road. A skiddy shit road. But I'm telling you, this bad boy just walked a dog right up the hill. It's a, those of you that don't know, it's a 630E Tigercat. It had some miles on it. It's got like 11,000 hours on it, I believe. We bought it down at Forestry First. I fell in love with the daggone thing after ran it up against a 648L2. I wasn't even looking at the John Deere L model. I was looking at the L2. And this thing outpulled a 648L2, and I played with a 545C Cat, but I ended up not getting the Cat. I did like the Cat. I like how the Cat rode, but this 630E, I'm telling you right now. I can't even run it yet, and I'm sitting there going, holy cow. It weighs probably 43,000 maybe, something like that. And I got the 44s on. It's got 44-inch tires on it. And I'm here to tell you, the son of a buck can walk the dog now. I'm coming up the hill pulling drags that our 648s never even thought about. I'm not very good at driving it yet. We have punctured the back tire twice with this scissor saw. Big Daddy got it once and Jordan got it once. I haven't got it yet, but I have touched the cleats. The buttons are so different than the John Deere and the grapple. The grapple and the buttons on the grapple control are so different than the John Deere when you're doing stuff. My uncle got his cancer and we bought his company out back in 2003. It is now 2024. I've spent all them years driving the same 648 G3 that I started driving when we bought my uncle out. So imagine my muscle memory catered to that 648 G3. I get on that son of a buck and do all kinds of crazy stuff on it. But I got this T-Cat and everything's different on it, and wow, I'm telling you, it took a good bit. I can now back up and grab a drag. I put the camera up on a tree. I figured I'd pull a couple pulls up this hill. It don't look like much of a hill, but it is a pretty good hill. And the ground is just horrible. First drag is about max drag that you can pull with this skidder up this hill. Second drag, I purposely overloaded a little bit to let you all see that I wasn't kidding about the hill. So, hope you enjoy.
Now, me and Big Daddy finished up our hand logging in the back of the, or cat skinning type of logging in the back of the job there we did this morning, and turned it over to what's the rest of the wood there is Big D can do with the cutter and Raji Dodge can do with the skidder. And he's coming out. Now, I wanted to share, you know, a lot of the stuff Big Daddy does, this dozer, this stirring dirt and stuff like that. He keeps everybody organized and keeps the job rolling. And mixing that drier dirt and wetter dirt together really helps the skid road out and helps for the finish work to be done later.
I was talking to Mommy on the phone, brought up one massive poplar tree like it was nothing. I mean, nothing. This thing, wow, it's smooth and hydraulic. It's not like our John Deere's is direct drive, and they're spunky and rammy. You can bounce over stumps. It's kind of you can tell our G3s was kind of built from a foundation and mentality of a cable skidder. Cable skidders are nice to be rompy and jumpy, so you can bounce over stumps and stuff like that when you're back there walking around in the bush. A cable skidder's more of a lumberjack mentality. Fast, spunky, jumpy, rev it up, dump the clutch. That kind of mentality helps bump you over a lot of things while you're cable skidding. Grapple skidding, that's a different animal, especially when you're grapple skidding and being fed with a cutter. That turns you more into the mentality of smooth, slow is smooth, smooth is fast kind of mentality, but not necessarily slow, just smooth. So balance is important, the load capability is important, the things of that nature is what matters. And the problem with the only problem I ever had with the John Deere G3 series, well, I'm on the phone again, I'll be back. Look at this thing. Two big dam, a red oak and a hickory. Pretty good sized trees up this daggone hellacious hill with no base. Now I just clicked into 4-wheel drive. I got over that little bad spot in them root spurs, and I clicked it back into 3-wheel drive. So I got the two fronts pulling and one back, so I can steer this thing just fine. I love that. My gosh, I've been missing out on that. With a John Deere, you kind of spin and you get your nose pointed right, and you lock them all four in, it just kind of carries your nose, and it steers off the back of the skidder. Well, it's kind of like trying to drift. That's how it is. It works. Make it work, but it sometimes backfires. A lot of times don't go right, and it takes a while to get the technology down. Where this thing, you just punch it in and go. You don't have to put in English in it or nothing like that. Just go with it. I love it. I love this skidder, and I've spent half the summer wrenching on it, so I'm really glad I needed this. I needed to see this thing operate like it does. What a freaking grid now. This seat turns around, but I'm afraid to turn around. I get all screwed up when I turn around. The windows need work replacing this thing. And I ain't got to that yet. Once we decide we like it, keep it. I'll replace the windows in it. I still don't know how to do nothing in it yet. Fuck you, Roger, I'm new. I can't run this thing yet. You know it? If I could push the buttons in this Tigercat half as good as I could push Roger's buttons, I'd be a Tigercat running fool. There, I'll put y'all up so you can see here. The big T kitty. Now I gotta get more trees. I can't go up the hill with this ridiculous drag. Let's see. And I don't know how to give him the pitchy poo. It's a pinchy poo. Oh, that's the wrong button there. Whoop, wrong button. What do I got that hickory by? That's what I thought. Alright. It's got a big old honking hood on it, but it ain't as bad as that L, I'll tell you that much. That's the 748L now. That son of a buck had a daggone, it looked like he was looking down the side of a steam engine. It had a little bit of window to look out of, and it looked like a conductor on a choo-choo train trying to drive that thing. I thought I was half Casey Jones when I drove that thing. But this thing, you can see out of it, it ain't as good as the old G3s, but you can see out of it plenty good enough to do your blade work and stuff. Now this here, y'all look down here on the dash. Can you see here? Now when I'm climbing up this hill, I'm going to hit the zippy lock. That's all forward. And that's the front end. So if you see this little green button right here, so right now the front end's pulling, I'm going to lock them both in. Because I don't want to lose my momentum. And I'm going straight. There it slipped a little bit on a stick or something. But we're going right up. Now we get up the root spurs of this walnut tree. It'll feed a little bit of sass. But I'm pulling both these trees the wrong direction. The butts are hanging downhill, the tops of the skidder. There it is. All right, so now that I've reached over that root spur and I'm going, now look over here, I'll click it into front wheel. Now it's front wheel drive. Well, I was a little early to it there. We'll put it back in four wheel for a little bit. Oh. Well, now as soon as I put you on, here's the first time I actually spun coming up the hill. Front wheel, and then the thing is, my back end's loaded, it want to push this skidder straight, but now that I'm in front wheel, I can drive right around like I need to. I'm telling you, this thing is slicker than a minor sleepwalker. Alright, now I'm going to click and plumb out of 4x4, so now it's just, you know, open differentials front and back, so we're basically two-wheel drive right now. Works smoother than glass. You all seen them 648s walling around through here trying to get the job done. And this thing just going through here like it's nothing. And look at the ground, it don't look too bad. I'm sorry about my dirty windshield, my scratched up windshield. I'll do something about them soon enough. But the ground looks fine. It was rutted belly pan deep the other day. And of course I walked them in and this skidder just takes right. Now I'll put the front diffie on. I got the front diffie on. You see the green light on down there? That's the front diffie. Here, I'll show y'all like here. So there's front diffie, both of them, back diffie, and back to front. And that's That's how quick that is. That Tigercat, if you're listening, good job. That's one heck of a job now. When you're skidding and you're off balance, your back end's low to your front end's light, man, you need to be able to select them to get the skidder. See, like right here on this leaning hill, them 648s be running down in the woods there with a big drag on them. And you bet a big berm down there the dozer man's got to put back. And he's got to cross buck and back drag and do everything else to get his mud thrown back up there. Well, with this skidder, the way it's operating, it's keeping the mud from pushing the mud down there. So dozer man ain't got near the work to do. This works slicker than a Minter's Wee Whopper, I'm telling you.